I'm doing something I never thought I'd really do, to be completely honest, but I've had several people messaging me on Facebook and a couple texts and stuff about what I use. And I've seen a couple other people doing these videos of what they use, and if I can maybe help somebody decide on how to become a better hunter or what works for them or makes them more efficient hunter, I'll try it. Why not? So what I'm going to do is kind of the evolution of my personal scenario and kind of show you guys the gear I'm using. So we'll start with, this was my first mobile setup in about 2008 area, right around that time, 2007, 2008. I bought this climber, Lone Wolf climber. I wrapped where the bow sits down in here with paracord, the whole nine. That was when I started becoming mobile. And it works, but you can't always get the ideal exact spot you need. And quite frankly, it just puts you out of the game 9 times out of 10. But it was definitely a good tool. I still have it. If it's a firearm hunt I'm going on, and I know I'm in a more of a mature timber, I'd consider taking it. I would. It's comfortable. It's safe. It's another tool, but it's not my go-to anymore. Then 2009, 2010, I purchased the Lone Wolf setup. This actually had a quiver, it's called, for these steps, and I think it broke on the third hunt. I mean, it just wasn't very well built, but I just put the steps on there like that, and I had a double X bungee cord I just put around there and head out into the woods. I hunted with this setup right here until 2017. And in 2017, I bought another set of sticks and stand, which is actually up in my yard and what I shoot out of, and that's an XOP set. The stand was just a little bit smaller. The sticks were the minis, and I had a little bit better luck with that. I find myself only hunting between 8 and 14 feet a lot. I don't know why that is, but the spots I just end up getting into where these deer are, it's that, and I'm in some shrub tree or something, and I've found that for some reason the deer almost look right through me at that level, and I feel they're looking through me because I got so much back cover, so they're not actually looking through me, but man, I feel like their eyes just pierce through me sometimes at that height. The wind is a little bit more stable at that height too for some reason. I found it, you know, if you got a nice steady wind, it's going to go where you want it. I mean, your thermal will still take effect, but you get up high, and obviously your scent's blowing out over farther, but sometimes I get swirling when you get high. You drop milkweed, and because the treetops and stuff, I watch it milkweed do all sorts of goofy things, and if I drop down a little bit, I've noticed it a little more consistent. Just me, personally, but do what works for you. So this is my evolution. This is where I'm at. So right now I'm currently at like 2017 with this setup, and then I got the XOP setup that's in my yard, and I use that for a year. So for the 2018 season I use that, and XOP has these blocks with straps, and I would just leave those at the top of these trees where I'm hunting. So all I had to do is hang my sticks, get up there, set my stand in that block, cam it, hunt. That was pretty cool. I enjoyed that, and I'll get the next step set up here and kind of show you where I moved into 2018. Halfway through the season, I bought the saddle in 2017, but I didn't start using it until halfway through 2018 for some whatever reason. I was being stubborn. I had what worked. I had what was comfortable. I'm a bigger guy, so I really liked the platforms, and I'll just kind of show you the next step here and keep. Okay, so I'm already messing up somewhat. I don't have my original saddle, which was a tethered menace. It's built for a little bit bigger guys such as myself, and it's meant for sitting rather than standing. It's meant for cupping you, and you basically in the sitting position. And I found myself bouncing between standing and sitting, standing and sitting, and that saddle being meant for sitting, when you stand it would push. It had a non-adjustable bridge, which is this piece right here on the saddle that connects your tether to the tree, which anybody watching this probably knows. There's no adjustment in it, so it created a lot of pinch. If I was trying to stand, if I was sitting, it was away from me, so it was a little more comfortable. It's a very good saddle. I love tethered products. It just didn't have enough adjustment, and it was designed for that specific scenario. I found myself needing more adjustment and more comfortability for kind of my style of hunting. Great saddle, great product, just grew a little bit. So I used that saddle through 2018, 2019, and 2020. And going into 21 season, I have purchased the Method 2 by Latitude. And I just don't have enough to say about this saddle. I mean, the adjustment is endless. The comfortability is insane. It is, I love this saddle. I can wear it in with the magnet system they got on here. It makes me so much faster, more functional. These guys have really done their homework on this. I moved my tethered pouches over to this saddle. I really do like their pouches. This one here's got a couple more extra pockets on it. I got some G3D printing products on here. This is for my Predator platform. I hang that on here. I hang my sticks on this right here. It's their quick, where is that here? Quick attach system for the sticks. So I left these out because I used these sticks along with the XOPs, but it was mainly these sticks and my tethered Predator platform with my tethered saddle up through 20. Had really good success, really liked it, got a lot more comfortable with the setup, and since I think maybe once in 2019 I took the stand out, and it was actually in kind of more of a rut spot, and I left it, and I just would pop in and out and hunt that stand. That was it. Ever since then, I've been pretty much in the saddle because it works for me. It might not work for you. It works for me. It's very quick, effective, quiet. So I'll get a little more in depth into here now moving forward. I'll break this pack down and kind of go in a little more depth on this stuff here, but I just kind of wanted to get through that. I don't have my tethered saddle with me. I apologize. You can look it up. It's Tethered Menace. It was very comfortable if you love sitting down. I would say if you're coming from a tree stand, it's a good entry saddle to get comfortable and see if it's something you're going to enjoy. So let's move forward. I'll break this stuff down a little bit better now. Alright, so I am not going to go through all the features, rigmarole, and all that. There is plenty of videos with guys who are way better at that and with their words and whole setups that they have to better do that. That's not for me. This saddle works for me. It's extremely comfortable. It's the best saddle I personally have ever put on. I'm not affiliated with them at all in any way, shape, or form. I am a hunter. I just frickin' hunt. That's my tool. I'm thinking about buying a second one just to throw it in the closet because I love them. So here's what I go into the woods with right here. I wear that saddle on me, and here it is. I got my Lone Wolf backpack straps, Lone Wolf custom gear to be exact. I really like their pack straps, better than any of the other ones I found. I have my Wicked Tree Gear saw right here on that for when I get to the bottom of the tree. I got my knee pads right here that I use 50% of the time, if that. And I'm not trying to be quiet here or anything, I'm just going through this. So these are tethered one sticks. I have 2 different setups here. I have 8 of these. These ones here are a very simple, bare, basic stick. I do have one 2-step aider on the first stick I put on the ground. I don't know why I always have all 4 with me. I mean, they're so light, it doesn't even matter. That's probably why I do it. But I generally only am using 2 sticks 80% of the time. And then the other percent of the time would be the 3rd and 4th stick. But these things have been, I don't know. I'm going to tell you guys, in my personal opinion, period, my personal opinion, doesn't need to go any farther than that, these are the best sticks ever made, hands down. That's why I have 8 of them. I mean, I absolutely love them. So I guess I should bring up this pack right here that holds my sticks and my platform. Is a Backwoods mobile gear pack. They're like 60 bucks. Buy one. Just buy one. That is one thing I'm gonna. This whole thing I'll say is buy. There's my Predator platform. This is all I go into the woods with. The only thing else I have is my bow. And when I'm recording, I'm using my phone, my cell phone. That's why my video quality sucks. That's why everything. But I'm just not into this for a lot of other reasons other people are. I'm just trying to document my hunts so I can go back and look at a lot of these year after year and be like, you know, what did this deer do last year? What were the deer doing this year? This is kind of my own documentary for my hunts, for me to look back on a platform that I won't ever lose it on. I mean, anybody can see it as well. So that's why I'm doing this. This video here, I am actually trying to kind of help you guys maybe decide between products or become a better efficient hunter. So this video is a little different, out of the norm from what I'm doing. I've seen and used several other platforms. I'll get them out here in a second. But once again, tethered platform, the Predator. This is the regular one. I have size 13 feet. The XL is just, it's huge. It's just too big, too bulky. Some of these other ones, like I think they're the Missions, it's just too big for me. A lot of people like them, and they're not bad. It beats carrying around a tree stand, that's for sure. But for what I'm doing, I just need a place to put my feet. This is it. I've tried standing on the top of the sticks. It works, but not for an all-day sit. I really like the platform. Now, one thing I will tell you with the platform is you can't work around the tree as well as some positions, but the way I hunt and the way I'm set up, I'm 90% sure a deer's not going to come from behind me. They're going to be in front of me, so I always sit like this. This is how I'm sitting, and you guys would be the deer. So that's why I personally, I'm a bigger guy. If I was smaller, I probably would try like a ring of steps or something like that, but this works for me and makes me confident. Confidence leads to success. There's tons and tons of videos on these tethered one sticks. Any sticks. If you guys want to learn more about them, type in tethered one stick. They're going to go a lot better in depth and explain things a lot better than I am. I just know these things are priceless. Priceless. we'll move on to maybe some of my archery equipment here. I have two different bows for different reasons, and I'll kind of go over that here real quick. And maybe I'll set out on the table just all my platforms I have and my sticks. I bought some really cheap platforms I'll go over with here in a second. If I find a really good spot, I'll just leave there, and then all I got to do is just carry in my sticks. Okay, so these are my extra platforms here I have. I painted them a little bit. These are Hawk. I got them on sale for $49.99, 50 bucks a pop. I don't recommend these, but they work, and they're great for leaving set up in a tree to slip into early in the morning quiet. That's why I have them. Just another tool. They are not my everyday use. And then obviously the one sticks, my extra set here. I have, this set has 3 aiders on it. I rarely use these. These are just my backups. If I feel like the spot is really good, and I might come back to it in a day or two with, you know, say it's the rut or something, I will leave my platform and stick set up so I can just slip up in there quiet or whatever. And then I have this if the wind changes and I can't get back in there the next day or whatever. So I have these, an extra set to be mobile and continue to hunt somewhere else until the situation's right for me to slip back in there. So there's that. Just an FYI, there's a great chance you're probably going to hear my little girl say something at some point in one of this video because she's out here playing in the woods with me. So let's go back to 2008. I went to the ATA show in Indiana. It was in Indiana that year. And I got hooked up with Tnt Archery out of California. Now remember, this is in 2008. This bow is 22 inches axle to axle. And I was absolutely in love with this bow. It has an 8.5 inch brace height. Just an absolute killer of a product. I mean, it can literally fit right here on your back. Got hooked up with them. I think the company made it 3 years, and the owners got into some fights and arguments, and they no longer exist anymore. Kind of a sad deal. I believe a year after they went out, maybe 2, Gearhead Archery came out, and they got a pretty cool product too. But I already have this, so I just kind of stick with this. And the only time I use this is going into the swamps when I'm going to have a 20-yard shot or something like that. This is not a fast bow. It's not very quiet, but it is an extremely useful tool when really hiking in far, not catching up on a bunch of stuff. I mean, you can see it's as wide as me. You can get right through the brush and thicket with this. It has its place. My absolute go-to is my Matthews Hallen 32. 7. This is the 7. This bow is the best bow I have ever picked up in my life. For those of you that haven't found that bow yet, go find it, because when you do, it becomes a part of you, and your confidence goes through the roof. There's no reason for me to upgrade as of right now. I've shot the other new models. For some reason, this 32 inches axle with my draw length and my height, this is it for me. I got my phone mount right here. This is how I video the hunts. This thing is awesome. This is my absolute go-to. I find myself even taking this in a lot more than I did this now. On my public land hunts, I will use this if I don't know where I'm sitting. If I'm going in totally blind, I end up taking that sometimes if I know I'm going to be in a swamp. But I pretty much 90% of the time, this is what I use. Probably 5 to 8% of the time, I use my crossbow. Just another tool that doesn't really get me going. Like this traditional archery, which this isn't traditional by any means, but everybody's shooting crossbows these days, so this is archery. This is what archery is. I hope I don't make a lot of people mad. Now, mind you, I'm using a crossbow here and there. If I'm on the ground, laying in my ghillie suit in the middle of a hayfield, because that big buck's crossing through there, and I know I can't set up and draw a bow, here in Michigan, it's legal, I'm going to use it. If it's legal, it's just another tool. And I'll lay out there in the middle of that field, and he comes through, and all I got to do is just ease up and pull a trigger. That's what I'm going to do to make it happen. As long as it's legal, I don't care what anybody's doing. As long as you're out in the woods, having fun, experiencing nature, and getting the job done. I guess I could probably pull that out and show you guys that too. There's probably some people that are really going to want to see that crossbow. So, but like I said, this 90% of the time is what I'm using. Maybe 2% of the time. But it's got a purpose. It's a really fun little bow. Alright guys, here's the crossbow. It's a 10-point Shadow NXT. I made this bracket. This holds my cell phone so I can record the hunt. This is a mean unit. It's definitely a tool. Almost makes it too easy. I'll be honest. It's accurate as heck. I went through a several year period, 4 years in a row to be exact, where I lost a buck over 140 inches here in Michigan with my vertical bow. And I was shooting mechanicals, and I'm not going to say whether that was it or not, but after talking to the dog tracker and the hundreds of tracks he goes on a year, I switched to fixed blade, and my confidence was just, it was in the toilet. I was beside myself. There's people that hunt their entire lives that don't get to see the deer that I had within 15, 20 yards and was making shots on and not retrieving them. A couple of them, it seemed to be 3 out of the 4 were in the front shoulder, in the bone, and the broadhead just fell apart pretty much. Took all the kinetic energy out of the impact. So it was a flesh wound. And it's just frustrating. So I ended up switching to this for a season, and it really built my confidence back up. It really did. Every time I pulled that trigger, the deer was there, and I got to put my hands on it. So I used that for an entire season, and I had some success and built me back up and got me back in the game. And I just put tons and tons of practice in with my Matthews and went to the Magnus Black Hornets Buzz Cuts 100 grains, and I have, every time I've went out with that and released an arrow with that, the deer's been dead now too, so my confidence is back with that. So I haven't been using this as much. I basically only use this for laying out in the middle of the field somewhere where I just can't move and I'm trying to get in on deer. So just another tool. You got to have tools because every situation is different. Hi. Abigail, can you say hi? I'm making a video. Right there, see the phone? I told you guys you'd make a surprise appearance or two in here. So, well, that's about it. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully I helped you make a decision or seen something new here. This is what I do. Good luck hunting, and keep watching. Things are really ramping up here, and I'm going to get out in the woods quite a bit here moving forward. I've passed up about 13 bucks now, which I'm debating on whether to post them all at the end of the year, not post them, post them. I don't really want to see people just passing up deer. And when I say passing up deer, they're, you know, about like what I shot on opening night. So, anyway, thanks for watching. Catch you later.